Okay. Yes. So my name is Ashley Molstead. I'm just gonna minimize all these things. My name is Ashley Molstead. I am the founder and CEO of Follow Your Bliss Family, currently leading the #1 team in the network right now. I am joined, she will introduce herself, by Emily Favre, who is the founder and CEO of Fit and Fancy Dynasty, leading the #3 team in the company. You are in very good hands. This team is growing at a rapid pace, which means you're new, but so are a lot of other people. And we're all rising together. So we want to share with you on this call basically everything that you need to know on how to launch a successful fitness business. And just know that we're going to throw a lot of information at you tonight, but this isn't the only thing that you'll hear from us, right? Like, you'll get more. You have the team page, you'll have all kinds of resources. So take notes, but know that if you feel overwhelmed, it's normal, but you're just going to take it one step at a time. So first things first, someone's drawing on the screen. First things first, the most important job that you have in this business, no matter what kind of coach you are and how long you've been doing this, the most important job is to work on you. So that means that you need to get to know our products. Most of you probably have just joined and maybe haven't even started playing around with our products yet. That's okay. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, that fan is so annoying. Hopefully it stops doing that. But so get to know the products and then love the products. So if you do this and you find you don't love them, then it just makes it really hard to build a business off of it. And Beachbody honestly isn't for everyone. But if you do love them and this is your solution, stay grounded in that no matter what in your business. Just remember, because there's going to be some goals that we'll share with you of how to move your business forward and like your first goals as coaches and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, just remember that this could be your solution in the same way that it was for Emily and I, and stay grounded in that. And then once you love the products, you use them, you love them, you're going to start sharing that love and excitement with people that you also know and love. And then you're going to help those people get plugged into this same exact system and get them starting to change their life and seeing if it's a solution that would work for them. And then you'll tell those people when they start loving it and they're feeling amazing and have that renewed confidence that they can also start sharing this with other people. And that's how you start to build a team. But you have to know that every single day your #1 priority is to take care of you, to pour into you, because you have to help yourself first before you are able to help other people. I think I do this. Do I do this one, Emily? I think I do. So there are a ton of resources, like I mentioned. So I'm going to share with you a couple of them now. One of them is your Coach Online Office. So I have it here. This is, I think I might have to relog in, but your Coach Online Office. So if you go to teambeachbody.com and you click on sign in, let me just see if I can do that. I'll take you from the beginning, but this is a really great resource. So you'll go sign in, and once you sign in here, it'll take you, you'll hover over Coach here, and you'll go to Coach Office. Your Coach Office is going to be your main hub. You are now the CEO of $1 million business. Oh, okay, now it's going to log me into my husband's. You are now the CEO of $1 million business. It might not be $1 million business today, but know that at some point it will be. For me, 5 years in, I'm definitely running $1 million business. So is Emily. But that's not what we started. But you have to think like that. So you want to start checking this. This is your hub. This is where you're going to find. We also break this down in our New Coach Training University, which you probably heard about. But it's going to be where you find your orders, where you can set up your direct deposit so that you get paid. It's going to share with you volume, any new people in your downline. There's a lot of really amazing training on here. And then the support tab, under this contact us, you can do reach out and do live chat now, or you can call, but I always prefer to do live chat with Coach Relations. Another thing under the support tab, if you go to, and this is also a website, but coachfaq.com, you can type in almost any question here and it will bring it up if it's, Beachbody related. So if you maybe have a question about Lift 4, that new program that we're getting pre-released in 2 weeks, you could just type in like Lift, and you see, I already have searched that, but Lift 4 here, and it will pull up all these different things. So excuse these blue lines, someone's drawing on the screen, but and we'll pull up all these different things so you can learn about the program and, what comes with it, how much it is, what are the different pricing for UK, Canada, US, all those different things. So that is one resource. Another resource is your team page. So you maybe have been added to it, maybe not quite yet, and you can request access to it, but we have a large one called Follow Your Bliss Family. And then Emily runs one for her Fit and Fancy Dynasty. We each also have our own personally sponsored coaches page. So if you signed up directly with us, there's another page there. But within these pages, there's some things to kind of take note. You want to make sure you're using this as a resource. It does have a ton of information. This is where we share things that are going on with Beachbody. But under the files section here, there's all kinds of like scripts, how to interact with people. Like I have my new coach welcome email that I send. There's free 5-day clean eating challenges in here. All kinds of different, like this 2B mindset question is like another script on how to enroll people to 2B mindset. So there are a ton of awesome things in the file section. And then another great resource within this group or any group that you're in is the search feature. So say you have a question about whether or not Shakeology is gluten-free, you can just type in, you can search it in coachfaq.com or Google, but rather than ask the question in the team page or like text or message one of us individually, it's gonna be much faster to Google it yourself or type it in here and it says, got this question, is Shakeology wheat and gluten-free? What's the answer? And it's already been answered by a bunch of people. So you can kind of find your answers there by using this search feature. So your team page is huge. Your coach office is huge. And just want to show you your coach office. One thing that you'll want to know about your coach office is your coach ID number. So when you're going through the university and you want to like sign people up and make sure that it's linked to you, you want to make sure you have your coach ID number here, and you'll learn it backwards and forwards. So that Coach FAQ, let me see. Team page, and then of course YouTube and Google. So Emily came on. Emily was like the third coach that I ever signed, and I did not run trainings like this. I did not have anything set up. So when she was learning and when I was learning, and the coach that brought me on does not have anything like this. So we literally learned everything through YouTube and Google. And then also there's some calls that are hosted by Beachbody and then by our teams. And those resources are basically where I learned how to do everything in this business. So chances are if you have a question about something, it's already been spoken about. There's a YouTube training on it. Or check out the National Wake Up Calls. Beachbody hosts these. These are from top coaches in the network every Monday morning at 8 a.m. but 8 a.m. Pacific. But they're also recorded, and you can find them in the podcast app on your phone. So you can just listen to them when you're out walking or doing, whatever, cleaning or whatever. And then our team hosts team calls every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Those are also recorded, and details are posted in our team page. Tomorrow night's call, we actually have Autumn Calabrese, the creator of the 80-Day Obsession and 21-Day Fix and all that. So we have some really good like guest speakers and awesome training. So these are your resources where to find things, basically everything you need to know. Okay, I think I do this. Do I do this, Emily, or do you?
I thought I did it.
Okay, I'll do this, yeah.
We'll get this down one day. So this is something you're going to hear preached all the time. And if you ask Ashley or I, this is how we built our businesses. Usually if a coach comes to me and they're like, this isn't working, I'm like, well, are you doing the 4 vital behaviors? Because Ashley and I are in this for 4 and 5 years, and this is still something that we do every single day. So the first one is be proof of the product works. So I always say, how do you expect someone to do a program or, drink Shakeology if you're not drinking it yourself? And I let people know that at the very beginning when they message me. I'm like, you're going to be having people ask you about Shakeology and the performance line. You need to try it at least. And so make sure that you're showing up every single day, doing a workout, drinking your shake, whatever, and sharing the whole journey. If you're a new coach on here, maybe you just started your journey, this is a great opportunity for you because people relate to the journey. often more than they relate to the destination. So show up and show people that it works, because that's the only way they know if it does. The second thing is share, connect, and invite. Obviously, you have to show up. I always say that your social media is your storefront. If you're not showing up on social media every single day, people are going to think that your store is closed, and they'll go to the next coach. That store is open, right? So you have to show up. You have to be posting, be on your Instagram stories all day, and, give people a sneak peek into your life. And that's because that's the only way that people are going to know what this is about. You have to show them. And it's like Ashley always says, like, you can get Beachbody anywhere. So you have to give them, help them get to know you so that they feel like they can relate to you and want to join you. The only way you do that is by sharing. And, don't share, we'll get like a little bit into this later, but make sure you're not just sharing Beachbody. You want to make sure that you're sharing your whole life, because you can't just be all about Beachbody. You have to bring more to the table than that. You start conversations, talk to people. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You want to make sure that you're not just, if someone messages me and they say, hey, what's the price? I'll never give them the price right away. I say, well, I want to hear a little bit more about your goals first, and then can we talk about packages and prices? And they're never like, no, because I've had people thank me. They're like, thank you for actually wanting to get to know me and not just trying to sell me something right away. So really connect to these people, figure out who they are, what they do, because they might come to you for 80-day obsession, and you might find out that Lift 4 is better for them. And then also invite, I always say, because people, can be afraid of the inviting portion, but the fear is mutual. If you're afraid to invite people, they're afraid to reach out to you. I can't tell how many times I have messaged people and invited them. They're like, I've been wanting to message you for months. So you have to, give them that first taste of Beachbody, and really, you want to be authentic and real, obviously, but you don't want to come across that you're just selling something. So get to know them, connect with them on a different level. But inviting is a big part of this being successful. All my top coaches will tell you that is how they built their business, by inviting. Personal development. This is something I think Ashley wanted to strangle me for my first few years, because it was something I always put on the back burner, because I'm like, why am I going to read when I could be inviting people? But the truth is this isn't always going to be fun. There's going to be months that you're like, this is the best thing in the world. And then there's going to be months you're like, I don't see how this is ever going to work. Ashley and I have been through it, those seasons, over and over. And so what personal development comes in is really getting you out of your own head and telling you, if you're struggling, you need to get in personal development that day. And you should be doing it every single day. I know for me, I hate reading. So podcast is where it's at. I'll even listen to podcasts, or even our, oh my gosh, what are they called? The Monday calls. Why am I spacing? The,
wake up calls.
Jeez Louise. I will listen to those while I work out, even, because I try to fill in time where I can. So if you're not a reader, podcast is where it's at. And then recognition. If you like being recognized, chances are someone else, the people on your team and your challengers like it too. And, no one's going to, everyone loves when something's good is said about them. And so this is a big part of Beachbody and, being successful. I'll shout out challengers on my social media. I'll even shout out, I had a girl just quit her job. Anything that I feel like is amazing, I will shout it out. So never think that you can shout someone out too much or recognize someone too much. All right. So your first goal as a new coach, we probably already told you, chances are, Ashley and I probably already told you if you're on our team, but you want to Success Club. Ashley told me when I first signed up, she said, Emily, if you want to be successful, you're going to hit Success Club every single month. And that has been embedded in my brain. So I pass it down to my coaches. You want to help 3 people every single month sign up basically for what you did, is the easy way to put it. So you likely signed up with a challenge pack or completion pack, whatever. You want to get people signed up with a challenge pack as well. And there's just 3 people a month. Don't overthink it. I will say, starting with friends and family is the perfect way to start, if you're a new coach. And, that's a package that's BOD plus Shakeology or BOD plus Performance Line or whatever. That will give you 2 points. If someone wants just Shakeology on HD, that gives you 2 points. But you want to hit Success Club. You want to make sure it's a non-negotiable for you. I'm telling you, I have, I know for me, when I was a new coach, if I was going to miss Success Club, I was calling my aunt that night to get it, because that's how much I believe that it would build my business. And it really just helps you build residual and bring new people on all the time. and it's the foundation. Ashley and I like made that commitment from the first month we were coached and never miss it, you know. And we don't just, I mean, the minimum is 3, but always shoot for more too. Like double your goal is what I always say. So the benefits of Success Club, like I said, are residual and like always bringing in new people. But you get, if you hit Success Club your first 3 months as a coach, you will earn your free ticket to Summit, which I feel like everyone on this call should know what that is, seeing how we just went on that trip. And so you should make that your first goal, because next year it's in Indianapolis again. And it's, ask anyone on our team, it's a game changer. So you have to be there. And it's like valued at like $275 or something. And then also another perk of Success Club is, you probably saw us just go on that trip to Mexico, hit Success Club every month, and that's how you earn that trip. And you get like a dollar amount per point. And don't think just because it's your first year you can't go. I went my first year, and it's now I will never miss one because the FOMO is real. Go ahead.
It was me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you understand Success Club, we want to share with you how you're going to hit it, your game plan to make sure that you hit it. So step 1 is commit to a challenge group start date, which I know is very scary to you guys because you're like, I literally just signed up. I'm not ready to run my own group yet, but we got you. You can, as long as you enroll them with Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand, or Beachbody On Demand and the Performance Line, which is our pre and post workout. Basically, as long as they invest in a fitness and nutrition program with you, you can add them to our group. So Emily runs one every month. I run one every month. I learned way back in 2014 or 2013 when I first started dabbling in this. I listened, like I said, I learned how to do everything from like calls that I was listening to. And I remember Melissa McAllister, who you don't know that name yet, but you will because she's a big deal in Beachbody. But she said, if I'm going to hit Success Club every month, I have to run a challenge group every single month. And so then I sat down and I mapped out what I was going to do for the rest of the year, and I committed to it. I didn't know, I was just like you, just starting like, well, what if I put an invite out and no one joins me, right? What if it's cricket? Cool, I'm at least going to plan for it. So what I would say is make a decision to start your group, and you can team up so that the pressure's not all on you to run the group, but pick a start date like 2 to 3 weeks from now. I mean, we have that new pre-launch of Lift 4. It's pre-launching on July 16th. So there's a lot of hype around that. So you could try to get some people. And right now, like it's set up here, start with your friends and family as you grow your cold market. Like right now, if you just signed up, you should be reaching out to your best friends, sharing how freaking excited you are about this, but also kind of nervous and wondering if they would do this with you to be your accountability partner, and do Lift 4 with you. If you get your first couple people to start that group with you, 1, it pays for your investment, 2, builds confidence, and 3, that's going to help you get Success Club. But here is a sample post that I put up, and some of you might not have transformations yet, and that's totally fine, because I did not have a transformation when I first started recruiting to my challenge group either. But what I would encourage you to do is start taking people on the journey with you. And when you put up your invite, so you'll want to put up a public invite post, but then you'll also need to privately message people, but you'll want to share a story with it. So in this is my, transformation photo that I had from, I posted this February 6th, which means 3 weeks into my 80-day obsession. And I just said 3 weeks separates these photos, not sure how many pounds or inches, blah, blah, blah. And then I share a little bit of my story here. Like I could have, and probably should have for my baby's sake, ate better while pregnant, but being pregnant was not my jam, blah, 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 right? So I'm telling a story of why I'm doing this, how it's making me feel, and then at the end, I say I'm currently accepting applications for our next boot camp. So I'm trying to connect with somebody. 1, I'm putting up an eye-catching image, which again, it doesn't have to be a transformation, just something light, bright, and eye-catching. And then a story to go with it to connect with people. And maybe your story is, I've tried everything, and this time it's going to be different because now I have a group of people who are ready to motivate me, and I would love you to join me or something, right? So share a little bit of a story, try to connect with people. And then your first couple of invites. So I think a lot of people think that you have to come on and you have to sell things. I don't want anybody that sells anything on our team. I am not into sales. What I am into is sharing this solution that basically made it so I never have to diet again. I no longer live in a body I hate. I am no longer in debt. I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I feel healthier and happier than ever. Like, this was my solution. I had tried everything. So I don't have to sell anything. I just get to share my passion about this. So you're not going to be a salesman. You're going to start working on yourself, and you're going to become a conversation expert. So your goal is to connect with 3 new people a day, or 20 new people a week. So you can do it, daily, or you can like set aside a couple days a week to do like talk to 10 new people, or 1 day a week, talk to 20 new people, and figure out what works best for you. But you're not reaching out to close them. So you're not going to reach out. I mean, with your closest friends and family who you share your excitement about everything with, you can say exactly what I said. Like, oh my gosh, I, screenshot some results and be like, oh my gosh, I just did something crazy. I joined this girl's boot camp and I'm super excited, kind of nervous. Would you do this with me? Right? So maybe those are a little more direct, but with everybody else, you're not reaching out to close them. You're just reaching out to open the door. How many friends do we have on Facebook, or people that we follow on Instagram, people that we see that we talked to like 10 years ago in high school, or we met at a party in college, or we used to work with years ago, but we don't really have that connection anymore. So you're just reopening that door. Be brief, be excited, and end every message with a call to action. Meaning, if someone's like, yeah, girl, tell me about this thing that you're doing, I'm excited. You don't show up and throw up. You don't just list all the facts about it and panic and freak out and be like, oh my gosh, I've got a fish on the line. How do I hook them? Remember, they are human beings behind that. So just talk to them. Be excited. Tell them like, yeah, I know it's crazy. I just joined this girl's boot camp. I'm really excited about it. I guess we work out from home, and there's this private group that has motivation that comes with it. Do you have any fitness goals you're working on? So that's the key too, is making sure you're not ending the message with, let me know if you're interested, or let me know if you want more information. None of these, like ending it with a period. End it with a call to action, which is a question. It prompts them to get back to you. And before you do the show up and throw up and tell them all the information, you have to find their needs. So if someone's like, I want to do what you're doing, tell me what it is, send me the link, whatever I'm in. They're never in because they don't know how much it is. And without understanding the value of it, 160 to 240, depending what package they sign up with, is a lot of money. That's a huge investment. So they are not ever ready. But if you find their need, if they don't have enough time to get it in, if they're miserable in their body, if they have no confidence, if they don't know how to eat, like figure it out, talk back and forth, figure out what their pain points are, because then you can say, well, I've got this thing that will fix that need. And that is invaluable. So you have to find their need before you fix their need. Take the time to go back and forth. And if you get objections, understand that's part of the process. It doesn't say anything about your ability to be a good coach. It's just a part of the process, and you'll get better and better at answering them. You'll get better and better at answering them publicly with your posts, and you'll also get fewer of them. The other thing I want to say, we already told you about the scripts in the files section. Don't send them the link. Don't show up and throw up. Keep following up with them. If they say no, that means not right now. It does not mean no, don't ever contact me again. It just means not right now. Or if it's crickets, just keep following up. It's professional. But the other thing that I want to say is don't be afraid of the cost. It is a lot of money. It is a huge investment. But for what you get, it is absolutely smoking deal. Like, when I invested, we didn't have like the promos and stuff we have now. It was one program. I got Insanity and Shakeology. It was $205. I could not afford it, but it went on a credit card. That $205 investment completely changed my life. Completely changed my life. So don't decide before you offer it that your friends can't afford it, or that your circle that you hang with doesn't have enough money and it won't go anywhere. Don't make that decision for them. This is something that could completely change their life. And even if it didn't, it's a year-long access to a gym with every program we've ever created. It's built-in accountability and motivation. It's 30 meals. It's meal plans, nutrition guides. It's everything. So $160 to $240, either way, it's an incredible deal, and that doesn't even take into the account that it could completely change their life. Okay, your second goal as a coach. So we talked about important to hit Success Club. Your second goal as a coach is to get 2 people to join you. And one of them, if you're married, one of them is going to be your spouse or you're engaged or something. But if you're not married, it's somebody else. Like it's a best friend and a mom. It's your husband and your sister. It's your neighbor and your coworker. It's 2 people. So your first rank is Emerald, and you want to kind of set your goal. We're at the beginning of July. Your goal is to make sure you help 3 people this month get plugged in with the same system that you signed up with. So you're going to hit Success Club, but then you're also going to hit Emerald. You could really do it like our business weeks run Thursday to Wednesday. You could do it like you could sign 2 people up before, like by Wednesday night, and be an Emerald on Thursday morning when the ranks roll. But at the very least, as you're starting to get comfortable, the very least, your goal should be by next week. Like give yourself a couple of weeks that it's U+2. You're going to get your first rank. You're going to start. We're actually going to do an Emerald push call tomorrow or next week to kind of explain more of the value of this. But this is where you start building a team. You'll get a public shout out. A lot of people skip over Ruby, and then the next rank is Diamond. And you'll hear a lot of people, like Emily and I are taking our diamonds to Santa Monica on an all expense paid trip in September. And we're taking our diamonds there. And so Diamond is your next big goal. So you'll hit Emerald, and just want to touch on Diamond. Diamond is basically 12 coaches. So it's 8 under you, 4 on each leg. You have 2 legs, and that will be explained more in the New Coach University. But it's 4 on each leg, and one of them is an Emerald. But you have your spouse or your mom or your sister, so you can actually create these emeralds. So more to come on that. Just kind of wanted to give you like a visual of what that looks like. But your second goal in a week, you should be Emerald. It's no matter what we say tonight, if you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds hard, just repeat the motto. It's totally possible. It's totally possible, because anything is possible, I promise you.
Okay. So I feel like this is one of my favorite things to talk about, because like I said, your social media is your storefront. And so it's got to be appealing. It's got to keep people's attention, and because that's how you're going to get people to join you. And if you're not showing up consistently on social media, like I said, people are going to think your store is closed. You can't just show up when you're about to drop rank or, you're trying to hit Success Club. You have to show up every single day. So you see here, it's a screenshot. It's an older one of Ashley and I's Instagrams. And this is what you should do. This is a gut check. So I always say, like, go to your Instagram and look at it from an outsider's point of view, because this is what you see here. You can see that Ashley's not just posting fitness stuff and like her shake all day, right? Or just selfies. There's a variety. So you can tell right away, like Ashley always says, pick your 5. You can see right away that Ashley is not just a Beachbody coach. She has Revy. She's a mom, and she loves Roka. She's a dog mom, and she practices self-love a lot. And then she's like funny, and so she always shares like those funny memes. And then like me, my dogs are like my life. I do hair, like I do braids and stuff a lot. And let's see, my transformation is a big part of my story. So if like, think about it, like I've done checks for my team before, and I'll go and look, and like, it's all selfies, that's what someone's going to see right away. So you have to give them something else to see. And then I always say, like, people's attention spans are so small. Like, I know for me, if I go to someone's Instagram, I probably look through the first 4 rows. And if it doesn't catch my eye, I leave. And if it's all selfies, I'm going to leave. Or, if it's just trying to sell me something, I'm going to leave. But if I'm like, oh my gosh, their dog's cute, or the baby's cute, or I love the way they did their hair, I'm going to stick around. So pick your 5, think about what you are. I know for me, it's like my dogs and hair and beauty and fitness and Chick-fil-A. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, people will send me Chick-fil-A coupons because like that's what they know me for. So you have to give them something else. And I've had people come to me and they'll for a braid tutorial, and then they join me a month later for my boot camp. So you have to constantly, create your brand. And it took me a while to figure out who I was at first, because, as a new coach, you think that that's all you are, is Beachbody. But if you can learn anything from Ashley and I, that's not how you are successful with this. So just really try to think about other things that really are you.
I'll do this since it's my
okay.
Okay, so the power of consistency and patience. we just want to touch on this really quick, because what happens is you'll want to come in and you're super excited and you get to see the potential and you get to start dreaming and you're feeling really great. And then you're like, cool, I want success immediately. And that's just not how it works on your social media or in your business. It takes time. So, Rudy asked if we had a copy of the presentation. I don't think I've posted it anywhere, but you do get a recording. So let me just show you what happened in December 2012. That was when I was still a discount coach. I thought I wasn't planning on working the business, but this is something like that you wouldn't want to post. And as you can see, it didn't really resonate with anybody. I wrote, oh my God, first workout after holiday craziness, Asylum 2, Upper Elite. My arms are so shaky, I can barely type right now. Love this program. And then I put the link and then this picture the Beachbody put out, as if one, it's going to stop anybody's scroll. Two, somebody's going to read that and be like, oh my gosh, she loves the program. Her arms are shaking. I got to go buy this, right? Like that's just not what happens. So you can see it got 3 likes, 1 comment, and that girl was a coach. It's not personalized. It's not scroll stopping. It definitely screams sales, and there's no story with it. It's not connecting with anybody. I've honed my skills a lot over time. And so in February 2018, I put up something like this, right? 6 weeks done, 6 to go. This is not about getting my body back. My body didn't go anywhere. This is about celebrating my body for all it's done and it's capable of doing. So I put this up, eye-catching image. There's a story to go along with it. It's personalized. It's me. It's been 5 years now. It's sharing my journey and taking people on the journey with me. And now, February 2018, it had 3.6 thousand likes and 133 comments. But if in the beginning, my posts got stuff like this, and I let that dictate my ability to be successful as a coach, and I would have quit, I never would have gotten here. So you have to be consistent over time, show up every day, but also be patient, because it's going to take people time to get used to thinking of you as a fitness professional. And I just want you to compare, as you're thinking about the business, I just want you to compare your fitness journey to the business journey, because now you want to build this business. And we are so excited for you, because it really has changed both Emily and I's lives in ways that we can't even put words to. But it didn't happen overnight, in the same way that when you join the fitness group and you start working on your fitness, nothing happens overnight. You want it to, but it never does. And when you expect it to and you give up early, that's what keeps you on that diet cycle for the rest of your life. So remember, in fitness and in business, it doesn't happen overnight. You have to keep showing up, being consistent. You have to track to see your results. So in fitness, if you're not seeing results, have you ever, I'm sure you've heard people talk about taking a food diary, writing down, things that you eat, because sometimes we don't account for those little things. Same with the business. So you'll think I'm working every single day. What's wrong? And then you look and if you actually write down, how many conversations am I having? How many people am I talking to? How many people am I inviting? How many times am I posting on social media? And what your work hour is scrolling social media, liking things and commenting things. That's not really a business building activity. So sometimes you need to slow down and track your results to see where the holes are that you can fix. In fitness, success is twofold. It's fitness and nutrition. In business, success is also twofold. It's public and private. So remember I said, put your public invite out to your challenge group, but you also do need to make those private connections with people. Send those private messages, start those private conversations. And in the same as business and fitness, as soon as you stop, results get farther away. So you're killing it on your fitness journey, you're rocking it, you're seeing results, and then all of a sudden your program ends and you decide to do whatever, eat whatever for the weekend, and that rolls into a week and a month. Well, your results don't just hang around. You start feeling more lethargic. You start feeling fluffy and irritable. You're not sleeping as well, all those things. As soon as you stop showing up for yourself and your health, results get farther away in the exact same way that the business does. So you have to show up consistently every single day. You want to show up on your social media at least 1 to 2 times a day, several times on your stories. If you're uncomfortable with stories, get comfortable with them. That alone will convert more, that will create higher conversion rate on your sales than anything else, because people get to see you, the messy you, the real you, the raw you. So as soon as you stop posting, connecting, inviting, sharing, results get farther away. You can't just hit Success Club and then ride a momentum train. That's not how it works. Things get farther away as soon as you stop. So I'm not saying that you can't ever take breaks. Now Emily and I get to live our days exactly as we want them, but we had to build that momentum at first, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. So in fitness, when you're looking around and you're like, they're losing weight faster than me, that discourages you. In business, if they're like, well, they hit that rank faster and they're hitting successful, but I'm really struggling. Those are not you. You have your journey. You own your journey, and you will be successful in your own time. You don't know how many hours they're putting in. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes in their world. You don't know anything. All you know is what you can control. So just focus on you and don't overcomplicate it. It really is simple, you guys. There is in the New Coach Training University, we get a lot more detail, but basically it's the 4 vital behaviors. So it's working on you, doing your workout, drinking your shake, doing personal development. It's sharing, connecting, and inviting, and it's recognizing other people. And in the beginning, that's maybe just complimenting your friends and just talking to them, but you eventually will have your customers and coaches. But don't overcomplicate it. As with anything, it works if you work it. Okay. Just a couple more slides here. So what would you do with an extra $800? I know a lot of you just invested your initial investment in this. So what would an extra $800 do for you what month are we in? July, August, September. So what if by October 1st, you had earned $800 with this business? Like, what could that do for you? And then you continue earning. All you have to do is help 3 people a month enroll with a challenge pack. So a challenge pack can be Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology. It can be Beachbody On Demand with our pre and post workout, that yellow unicorn crack, and the post workout that tastes like chocolate milk or an orange Julius, depending on your flavor. Not only do you then hit Success Club, which as you know is your goal every month, but you will earn $50, depending on what program like pack you offer. But on our basic one, that's $150, you earn a $50 commission on each of that. So you have 3 new people to help. You earn a $50 commission on each one. So that's $150 that first month. It's also going to sign them up for auto ship. So in month 2, you're going to help 3 more people, earn another $150, but then also your 3 people from month 1, they're going to get their Shakeology shipped again. And that's another $96. So your total now for those 2 months is $246 that you've earned. In month 3, you're going to help 3 more people. And maybe you're going to help more than that. But let's just say you're doing the bare minimum. You're going to help 3 people. You earn another $150, plus now you've got 6 people that are getting Shakeology again, because in month 1 you help 3, month 2 you help 3, so that's $192. So you earn $400 that month, and it just keeps growing like that. So total for 3 months, if you don't help any more than 3 people and they're not ordering Energize or doing anything else, you get $800. And it's helping 3 people plug a system that could change their life. It's moving your business forward. It's building your confidence. And it's creating accountability partners for you to start working with. So win, 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 win. All the wins.
All right. What now? So like I said, if you're on our team, then you probably already got an email right away or a message from your coach, sending you the link to the Coach University. If you don't have it, the link is right there. But Ashley and I created that because we just kept getting the same questions, and it's basically what's worked for us, like what's made us successful. So start there. I always say, like, go there, and then you can do a call with Ashley or I, whoever your coach is, will do a call with you. But that is going to be where most of your questions are going to be answered right off the bat. It's things like Ashley said we didn't have when we were new coaches, so don't take advantage of it because it's very helpful. Commit to your program like yesterday. Like, don't waste any time. Even if you just ordered, you don't have to wait for it to come in to access it. You can access everything on beachbodyondemand.com. But like I said, start sharing now. Don't wait until you're at your goal or you're halfway to your goal. You need to start on day 1. So do your program, drink your shake or, performance line, and then make sure you're doing the personal development every single day. Like I mentioned, begin sharing your journey and inviting people to join you right away. Starting with your friends and family, getting people on board just as accountability partners. You might be thinking, I'm a brand new coach. People aren't going to trust me to join me. No, you actually have a leg up because you can have people do it alongside you. Say, I'm looking for accountability partners and friends. And like it's posted right there, do not wait till you're ready, because truth is you will never be ready. And there will never be a perfect time. So you just have to bite the bullet and do it. And don't get overwhelmed. I think that's another reason we created the university, because you can go and look for all this information, ask all these questions, but just take it one day at a time. Like, if you need to do a video once, one video every couple days, that's fine too. Just don't get overwhelmed. Do it one workout at a time, one shake at a time, one video at a time. And don't think you have to know it all right away. If you're in this for life, like Ashley and I, you don't need to know it all right now. Oh. You're muted.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So we went through that like super fast.
I know. Usually we're over.
So now it's up for Q&A. And you don't have to talk if you don't want. You can just type it in the chat box. But what questions do you have? Questions on how to get started? Questions on anything that we said tonight? Questions on next steps? Where to find things? Ask them in the chat box. I know that there are a lot because several of you were messaging me before this, and I'm like, I'm the call tonight. But one thing that I did say, I was going to tell a lot of people, I'm like, I'll elaborate on this. So, and it didn't come up fully, but the thing where I say talk to your friends and family first, what I mean by that, and I said, like, just share your excitement. Think about how, when like you have your best friends, right? Because I don't want you guys feeling like you have to sell to anybody, but you do want to use people. For somebody to invest their money with you, they have to trust you. And who trusts you now? The people that know you and love you and are your closest friends and family, right? So when I think about like when something exciting happens in life, or I find out about something exciting, I immediately text like my best friend, like, hey, let's do this, right? This is happening, da da da. So I've been giving the example of when I found out Taylor Swift was touring. This was before I knew Emily was a mega Taylor Swift fan too. Mm-hmm. But Taylor Swift was touring, and her first show was going to be in Arizona, which is where I live now. And I freaked out, and I messaged my best friend Colleen, and I'm like, oh my God, Taylor Swift's coming. We have to go. Opening show, like getting tickets. I'm on the list, da, 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 right? Because I was excited. I didn't feel like I was selling anything to her. And that's the same way that we want you to treat this. Like something that you're really excited about, just share that kind of excitement instead of like feeling like, oh, but I don't want to make my friends and family buy from me. Well, then don't make them buy from you. Just be excited about it, and share it in a way that's like, would you do this with me? Because that's the way that we handle like all the other things in life that we're excited about. We want to do it with people that we love. So that's what I mean by start with your friends and family. But what is very tempting to do is start there and not grow turn your cold market into your warm market. So because eventually you'll run out of people, right? You'll help everybody that you know. So you have to make sure that you are starting those conversations, that your cold market now becomes your warm market over these next couple months as you're helping the people that are already in your warm market. Okay, questions.
Someone said, what if no one close to you wants to join you on your journey? So I actually love this question because no one in my family bought from me. Like, honestly, my sister just joined me and it's my 4th year, and my mom too. My mom just bought To Be Mindset last night. So don't get discouraged. I actually always say, like, it actually makes me emotional. I'm like, if I would have quit, like my mom and my sister wouldn't be changing their lives right now. So like, don't give up. And, I feel like if anything, you just have to prove to them that it works, and you're the proof of that. So just keep showing up and getting results, whether they're joining you or not, because once they see you change your life, trust me, everyone's going to want it. But don't get discouraged. Like, if it takes them 5 years, it's going to be worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're not going anywhere, right? Yeah. You're going to be here in 5 years from now. And eventually, I don't know if you said it on this call because I was messaging when you talked, but did you say about how in the beginning you got like 34 messages and nobody joined? Okay, say that story.
So when the first time I ever posted something on social media, I had literally 33 people message me. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing in the world. I'm going to be so successful, blah, blah. And not one person bought from me that month. I didn't hit success club my first month as a coach. And Ashley just told me, she's like, be consistent, keep showing up, they'll come back. And every single one of those people have come back since, and a couple are coaches on my team. So if you quit, you don't even give them a chance to join you later. Right. And I was like, it just blows my mind, because I'm like, what if I would have just quit after that first month or two? Those 33 people might not be changing their lives.
Yeah. I got a message today from someone who was like, I'm just feeling really discouraged because I'm getting a lot of no's. And I'm like, yeah, you guys will get a lot of no's. You will get a ton of objections. You will get, everybody almost will tell you, I don't want to drink Shakeology. That's too expensive. I can't afford it. it's not the truth. Well, maybe they don't want to drink Shakeology, but the expensive thing is not the truth. They just don't trust you, one, as a fitness professional, or themselves to actually be successful at something, because they've tried a ton of things in the past and they haven't been successful. So they're worried to invest this kind of money and not be successful again. And the only way to ensure your failure is to quit. So you just have to be patient with people and with yourself, and just keep showing up. Because people, like, I just had a girl who just went diamond. She's been a coach for 2 years, and she's like, thanks for never giving up on me. And I'm like, I wasn't going anywhere. People bloom when they're ready. You know, like people will bloom when they're ready. But now she has like tons of confidence. She's feeling amazing. Like, she's building all this momentum, and she's like thanking me for and I'm like, girl, I didn't do it. You did the work. You just had to be ready for it. So like, just don't go anywhere. Be here, do the work, but be here a year from now. Okay. Do you use the My Challenge app from the back office or Facebook? I have tried both. I find people like to use the app to check in, but I never, ever, ever check the app. I only use Facebook for my groups because I just find engagement's better on there. Is that what you do, Emily?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I like the live video. You can't go live on the app.
True. So your choice, but we both prefer Facebook.
Same question as above. Okay, so then when you invite people outside of your friends and family, where do you invite from? Do you send them an invite to someone who likes your pick, or just find random people? So there's a lot of different ways you can invite, and there's lots of amazing videos and team calls we've had on this that you can search for in the team page. But you know, I will invite people that comment or like or whatever. And then how I find new people to invite, you know, because I've been doing this for 4 years, and I will like go to like my favorite like bloggers or people that like my favorite bachelorette, and look at their followers, because I'm like, that's my people. Or even like hair places I'll go to, and I'm like, those are my people, so I'll follow them and they'll follow me back or whatever, and those are the people I invite to. So it's my biggest pet peeve when someone comes to me, they're like, I ran out of people to invite, and I'm like, Instagram has like a zillion people on it. There's no way you ran out of people to invite. But that's what I do.
It's like,
and it works.
What they really mean to say is, I ran to the edge of my comfort zone and I can't go beyond it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. That's what a lot of like, we're just going to keep pushing you past your comfort zone, because let's be honest, our comfort zones are not that comfortable anyway, right? Okay. Ashley said, or Nicole said, what do you say to family and friends who want to see results first before joining? I would just say, awesome, cool. Like I was saying with Emily, some of my best friends did purchase from me in the beginning, but like my family did not. My dad still has not purchased from me. They still talk about, like, my stepmom the other day was like, oh, I'm going to buy this lip gloss to support her business. And I'm thinking, you've never once supported mine, but okay. Like, cause I'm not going anywhere. At some point they will join, and I will be happy to get them healthy when they're ready. So if someone wants to just watch me and they're not ready yet, fine. Like, I just know that I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to show up for me, because remember, at the end of the day, your number one job is to work on you. And as you become, and like this happened one time, I did the cleanse, the ultimate reset. The first time I did the reset, and John had no interest in doing it with me. And then it was just 21 days, and he saw how much happier I felt, how much more energy I felt more confident, and he was like, the next time you do that, I want to do that with you. So they will watch you, and eventually they'll want to join, but no pressure on them if they're not ready yet. That's okay. You're not going anywhere, right?
Totally. Rachel said, I think you said it earlier, but when you say that they can purchase a performance line rather than the Shakeology, what is that they purchase? Like, I'm not sure how I understand that question, but you can go to sharecart.com and enroll someone. And there's tons of package options. So for instance, if someone wants 80-day obsession, you'll see a package with BOD and the performance line, or BOD and Shakeology, or BOD and the performance line and Shakeology. So it's all like laid out there, but they can choose between either. Like, so if someone comes to me, they're like, I have my own shake already. I'm like, great. Have you heard of the performance line? And don't take no for an answer either, because people are like, I don't want either. I'm like, and then that's when I ask them, like, do you even know what they are? And they're like, no. And then I explain it to them, and then they want one of them. So, a lot of the times if people are saying they don't even know what it is, but they have options. Back in Ashley and I's day, there was only Shakeology. So it's pretty cool that you can pair it with so many things, because it's rare that you're going to get someone that can't do either.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you elaborate on challenge groups? Should I be creating a group and inviting people, or do I add people to my coaches group where we all do this together. So whenever it comes to challenge groups, I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer. You can run them however you want, but I would say decide like 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, your challenge group date is going to start on that date. And then you'll just be inviting, you'll be talking. And if you get enough people and you want to run your own, perfect. You can also comment in the team page and say, I was thinking about starting a group this date. Anyone want to team up and run it with me? Or I make it a requirement, but now, like in the beginning, I did not, but I make it a requirement now that anyone in my group has to be drinking Shakeology unless they have an allergy. And at which point then I usually can get them enrolled with the performance pack because I really want them to make the investment in themselves. And either one of those will get you also 2 Success Club points, but I make that a requirement. So you can add them to my group if you just have like 1 or 2 people. Add them if you're on, my team. Emily runs her own groups, but so you can run your own or you can add them into ours. But for me, I do make Shakeology a requirement. Because I just know that people don't want it. And then when they have it, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't want this. Like it is. And you guys will see, if you haven't started drinking it yet, you'll see what I mean. I mean, I was not a believer in it either. But the only way to make people believers is to kind of make them drink it because $130 for what people think is a protein shake is expensive. When you learn about Shakeology, you're like, okay, I would pay double. But, and then I don't know, you said, can I add people to my coaches group? Oh, you mean like your uplines group? Yeah. So you'll want to ask them what their policy is for adding people. For me, I do make Shakeology a requirement. Do you make that a requirement, Emily?
I let them do either or. Just because I know how much I love the performance line and can't live without it. Like I love Shakeology a lot too, but like.
But so as long
either
as
or.
you invest in a fitness and a nutrition program, which the nutrition is either Shakeology or the pre and post workout, that's a challenge pack. So as long as they invest with a challenge pack, same thing.
Yeah. When should we revamp our Instagram to more of a brand page with highlights and bio and such, more catered towards Beachbody? Also, do you recommend only Instagram? Thoughts on social media? So yesterday, you should be already doing that. Like, don't waste any time. Just like slowly add things in. It doesn't have to be like all these Beachbody ads. That's not what we want. Just start sharing your life. And it doesn't have to be like catered towards Beachbody. You just want, again, your journey and your life. And you can go to Ashley and I's Instagram and you'll see like our highlights are like, I think, I have like hair and, makeup and all that. And Ashley has like Revy and her self-love club and all that. So it doesn't have to all be about Beachbody, but I recommend using Facebook and Instagram and even if there's other ones that you're thinking about using. Gary Vee, he's one of my favorite like motivational speakers. He says if you're not using every outlet out there, you're wasting time and money. So don't think like, oh, I don't need Facebook because I have Instagram. Use it all. Like I know like Ashley and I both will tell you like engagement has really slowed down on Facebook, but we still show up on it every day because there's still 1 or 2 people that will come, from that. So definitely use both. But I know for me personally, Instagram is where most of my business comes from. And social media, I don't know what that means, thoughts on social media. But this business is built on social media entirely. And I was like, it blows my mind thinking that if there wasn't such thing as social media, like we wouldn't be on this call right now. So use it and like it's free. You know what I mean? So take advantage of it.
And I usually recommend that you start with your personal Facebook page, the one that you already have created, and then have an Instagram account. But I don't generally recommend anymore starting a Facebook public page just because it's a lot of work and Facebook gives you the big middle finger every time you try to post. They're like, oh, you worked really hard on this? Well, I'm not going to show it to anybody. So I just feel like Instagram and your personal page is where it's at. Mm-hmm. All right, Michaela said, I just left another MLM that was wellness products and several people knew I was a consultant. Do you think I should make a post saying something about starting this new journey and kind of mentioning the other business is great, just isn't for me? Or would you just let it go and not mention it? I think you do whatever feels good to you. I personally think because we are living in our brains that we overthink everything. Nobody is paying that close of attention to anything that we do. And I see it all the time when I feel like I talk about like my boot camps. I feel like I talk about them all the time, and I'll put a post up and they'll be like, what boot camp? What are you talking about? And I'm like, what do you mean? I post about it literally every day. But people are just not paying attention to us. So you can make a post about it if that feels good to you, to just be like, I was doing something, didn't resonate with me, it didn't whatever, this is my jam or whatever, or you just start sharing this new thing. People are attracted to like light and positivity and energy. So I feel like it's totally your call on that. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I just think that we think people pay a lot closer attention to our lives than people actually do. Most people are thinking about themselves way more than they're thinking about what you are doing, you know? So.
Totally. Carly said, what's the easiest thing to sell, like Shakeology, the bod, the packages? What's the best seller or even the best deal for people? 100% the challenge packs. Ashley and I and people on our team don't sell anything but challenge packs because I've added it up. And if you bought everything, for instance, 80-day obsession, you bought it all separately, I think it's like over $300, and they can get it for $180. So challenge packs, hands down, do not sell anything but those, because they're just going to, if they buy Just Bod, they're going to come back to you the next month when they see everyone else drinking Shakeology and Performance Line and buy it. Trust me on that. But I want to say like anything's like easier to sell because it's all going to take work, but what's going to sell it is you, like you being a product of the product and showing up every day. It's going to be the selling point. But 100% the challenge packs, which is Bod plus Shakeology, the Performance Line, whatever.
Yeah, and I never, ever, ever enroll coaches for $40. If you have somebody that's like, oh, I want to be a coach, and they don't want to invest in the program, they're like, I can't afford it, but I just want to be a coach. Then I say, wait until you can afford it, because otherwise you pay $40. It's a waste of money. You pay $40 to nothing. That's like shipping. You guys know how like you hate paying shipping. You're like, I'd rather spend $50 more to not spend $8.99 on shipping than to pay shipping. Like I feel like the $40 startup fee is just people throwing the money away. And so I would make them wait until they can invest and get that $40 wage. I never get them signed up with that. And if someone's like, I'm not interested in any of the workouts, I only want Shakeology, I would be like, no, we're still going to get you signed up for Bod because Shakeology is $130, and you can get Beachbody on demand, and you can still get 2 points with just Shakeology on auto ship. But so it's like the same amount as like Success Club points, but it's just they could spend $30 more and get a year's worth of access, or they could get 2B Mindset. Like I'm just always thinking about where their money is stretched the farthest. So just think about that. Lucy said, my sister said no from the get-go, and 2 of my 3 sisters just signed in the last 3 days. And guess how many would have signed if you would have given up? 0. Way to go, Lucy! Okay, some of my friends want to join, but saying it's expensive, so I'm not being pushy and offered them to come work out with me to try it because I believe in the product. I think they'll love it when they try it. Would that be something? Yeah, for sure. Work out with them live. That's amazing. That's kind of how I started too, with just a lot more face-to-face, and like I had people come to my house a lot. I don't have as much time for that anymore, and also I don't know anybody around here. But in Portland, I did that a lot more, and I think that's awesome. And then I would make them like Shakeology and give them free workout and like give them, but you're not, when you're going to invite them, you're not going to sell anything. You're just going to be very excited about it. Do a workout, make it really fun, like just share like excitement and enthusiasm, and that alone will make them be like, yeah, I want to be a part of this. You can share them, like show them into the challenge group and stuff like
that. Rachel said, I didn't know that you didn't hit Success Club your first month. I almost quit because of that. How did you still earn your vacation? By still showing up and making it a point to hit Success Club for the rest of my life. Like I made that commitment because I felt like I knew how bad it sucked by not hitting it. And so now, like, I know that feeling and never want it again. Carly asked,
how is Shakeology compared to 310 or Isagenix? Is it better? Anytime anybody asks you to compare what we have to anything else, you say, I'm not really familiar with that, but what I do know is that Shakeology did da-da-da-da-da, or I feel like Shakeology is this, that Shakeology. I never, and even when I was a little kid, I would like boycott companies. Like right now, who is it? Sprint that's talking shit on Verizon. I'm like, gross. Why don't you, and Emily mentioned Gary Vee on this call. He's like, I want to build the biggest building in town, not by tearing down all the other buildings. I just want to build the biggest building. So we don't have to know anything about any other products. We don't have to know about any competitors. We don't have to know anything. You literally, when people are like, I'm going to research, I'm like, don't waste your time. What is going to sell people is your belief in this. That's it. Bottom line. So you don't need to know about anything else. So when someone asks, I don't really know about that, but what I do know is, and then tell them what you know, how passionate you are about what we do have to offer. But I think it's disgusting when people talk shit about other companies. I'm like, ugh, just don't do that. Like I will never be a Sprint customer. But there were other, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but you know, those commercials where they do that. I'm like, bros, just be a better company than that.
Feel the same way. Like I said, I know you mentioned joining up with other coaches to do groups, but how do we find those pages to add people to? Ask in the team page. Ask in, if you're an Ashley's team or my team, whatever, ask in there, say, does anyone have an 80-day obsession group starting? You're going to probably get like 10 people commenting. That's another reason the team page is such a great tool, because you can come to me or Ashley, you're going to get one response. You're going to go to the team page, you're going to get tons. You're probably going to get a quicker response.
If you have someone that wants to join the challenge, are we supposed to get a hold of y'all to add them to the group on Facebook, or how does that work? Usually when I see somebody, so I just use the honor system where if they purchased a challenge pack from you and then you just add them, if it says like so-and-so added by, I just approve it.
Yeah.
So same with you, Em?
Mm-hmm. Lauren said, I'm just afraid to say the wrong thing to turn them away. I'm also wondering if I'm clever enough for the social media posts. I know it will get better as time goes. Do you recommend just looking at other posts for inspiration? Yeah, absolutely. Never copy another coach, because that happens to Ashley and I a lot, and that's a huge pet peeve, and it just looks tacky. Because we probably have a lot of the same followers, like, Beachbody coaches, and you just lose credibility when you see the same post. So be original, but you can get inspiration from other people. I will see things on other pages and screenshot it and save it for later. But the thing is, you probably will say the wrong thing, and you probably will put up some crappy posts. I look back at my old posts and I laugh. My friends and I were sitting on the couch the other day, and they were making fun of me for it, because we're like, why did I do that? So that's fine. It's going to happen, but you're going to learn, and it's going to take time, and that's totally okay. Just don't think you have to be perfect out of the gate, because none of us were.
Sophia said, how do I send a DM on Instagram without sounding salesy? So I actually, now 5 years in, Emily and I know Emily does some inviting, but we're mostly attraction marketing, where people come to us now. And in the beginning, when we did have to do those invites and establish it, social media changes so fast. So when people ask me that question, I always refer them into the files section of our team page. Our team call recordings. There's one by Haley Christian. And also, you guys should make sure you join the Beachbody Champions team Facebook page, because there's a lot of really great training in there. But Haley Christian is killing it on Instagram right now. And she talks, that whole call is about how she invites people on Instagram without sounding salesy. So I just like to refer people to people who are doing it better than me. Do you have any tips or anything, Emily, or is that?
Oh, I was looking for the Beachbody Champions page so I could post it, so I wasn't listening to what you said.
All right.
So, that's where I've learned all my stuff is from YouTube videos, and Haley Christian, that's what a lot of my coaches use, and it's better than anything I could tell you right now.
Mm-hmm. All right. You look for that page. I'll answer this one. How do you invite people who just want the program, no monthly commitment, and becoming a coach? Do they have to purchase the challenge pack again? So I'm confused by what this means. How do you invite people who just want the program and becoming a coach? So if they want to become a coach and they just want the program, their option is they pay $99 for Beachbody On Demand, and then they pay a $40 sign-up fee. So they're paying $140. Or they pay $160 and they get Shakeology. They can just as easily cancel. It's as easy to cancel Shakeology as their coach membership. But they get $160, and that will give them their 30 meals. Or they could do with Beachbody On Demand, or they can do 40 servings of the pre-workout and 20 servings of the post-workout. That's that performance line. So for $20 more, they get the $40 waived. They get to be a coach. They get their access to the gym, plus they get either 30 meals in Shakeology, or they get the pre and post workout. So I don't ever, if someone's like, I want to be a coach and I only want the fitness, then I'm like, okay, well, that's a waste of your money and time, because of the reason to be a coach. If you want to build a business, you have to believe in the products. And if she's not willing to invest in them, then she's just a salesperson. 2, if she wants to be a coach because she wants the discount, but she's not ordering something on the monthly commitment, Beachbody On Demand is a one-time fee. It's $99 for a year. So that means she's going to be paying the coach fee and getting no discount on anything. So she's going to essentially be paying more to be a coach. So I'm always thinking about what is the best value for them? How can they not throw money away? I feel like initiation fees is money down the toilet. And I also don't want anyone selling anything on my team, which is why if they won't make the investment themselves, they're not going to build a successful, thriving business that asks people to make that same investment. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, we're going to have to wrap this up. But so this Shakeology question, what is in Shakeology that people tend to be allergic to? I have no idea. There's over 70 superfoods in Shakeology. And I would say I've helped thousands, and I can probably count, like, I don't know how many thousands of people I've helped over these last 5 years, but I would say maybe 15 have had an allergy to it out of like 5,000 people. So it's not like a common thing. I think it's an excuse people give a lot, but it's case by case. So. But there's a really great podcast. Do research on Shakeology, guys. There's actually a really good podcast. It's called like Inside Shakeology or something. And you will get more objections to Shakeology than anything else. So, and a lot of times it's disguised as I can't afford it. So do your research on Shakeology so that you really believe in it and what the value is. Because once you know about it and you really trust what the company is doing and the integrity of that product, you won't think it's too expensive. Emily, do you load different?
Yeah, I was looking. Someone asked, no, I don't load different posts. I do the same posts on Facebook and Instagram. I don't do anything different. Putting the link in the bio, you should do that. You don't have to wait to do that. You don't have to be at a certain point to do that. But Ashley and I use Linktree, and I see someone asked how you do that. Just go to linktree.com, and it's really easy. You just like put in a link and it generates it for you. And then you copy that URL and then put it in your bio. Super simple. But I wouldn't have like your website on there or anything. You want like forms or something, not just the website.
Is there a training to start a new challenge group and enroll participants in the New Coach University training? On YouTube, I know that there are. I can't think of any that I've done, but I would YouTube or Google how to start a challenge group, and tons of people have done that. Is it okay to run our challenge group separately while we are part of yours? Yeah, 100%, and I encourage it. And Katie, so if someone does prefer the performance line, I'm okay as long as they make an investment. What I try to avoid is people giving you the excuse, I can't afford it. And it's just an excuse. It's really them not believing in themselves, or because like we've all bought things that we can't afford when we see the value of it. When we're like, I have to have that, and putting it on my credit card and doing whatever I have to take. I mean, I could not afford this when I bought it, but my coach said, buy this challenge pack. This is how you do it. So I did that. And I just feel like Emily said, if you only have someone purchase, like if they only buy the workouts, that next month they're going to want the either Shakeology or the pre and post workout, and it's going to cost them twice as much. So I make a requirement up front. But if they're doing the performance line with BOD, then they can join the group too. But I do think it's really good to run your own. Yeah, Emily.
And like, remind them of the money back guarantee. Like if someone's hesitant about it, I'm like, you could finish this whole bag, and if you don't love it, you can get a refund. So always let them know that they can get their money back if they aren't satisfied. Just try it.
Okay. I'm already started 80-day obsession myself, ready to start a challenge group that I'd like to do with the group. Should I stop? There's no right or wrong answer to that. You can keep going on your journey and then take them, or you can restart it. Whatever you feel good with. And yes, I am hot, but I also call it the passion sweats. Like when I'm sitting in my house, someone said that they were in Oregon wearing a sweatshirt and I'm fanning myself, but I get super passionate about this. So like it's dripping under my armpits right now, and it's just hot because I get so excited, and I don't know.
Katie said, do you recommend selecting a specific program to your first few challenge groups, or allowing friends and family participants to choose their workout? There's no wrong or right answer. Like I know for me, for a few months it was all 80-day obsession, but now I'm letting people choose between like a few. So it just depends on how you want to run your groups.
Carly asked, how many coaches do you have under you, and how many of them are really successful? Like you say, you have 100 coaches and 10 are very successful. It will be about 20% of your, what's that quote? It's like 20% of your coaches make 80% of your like team success. So that's probably about right. Maybe 10 out of every 100. And I wouldn't even say like very successful is like a handful of people. But people that are hitting Success Club consistently, that's probably, 20% of our downline. But the beautiful thing about that is most of our downline is made up of discount coaches, and those people are needed as well because they're still working on themselves. And Emily and I both started as discount coaches. You just never know when someone's going to want to take off with it. So like Emily was a diamond coach for 4 years. And this year she went from diamond to the highest rank in the company, ranked in the top 10. Like you just never know when somebody's going to be like, well, shit, I'm going to run. So yeah. Okay. We're going to wrap it up here. Should we change our Instagram name to something fitness related? Not necessarily. And you can just have it be whatever you want. I wouldn't do like DKM_1052 like that, because I just feel like that's very hard. When you're like, find me on Instagram, it's DKM_, like people are like, I'm not going to type that in. I will not find you. So change it to something that's like easy to find. Your name, emilyfavre.fit, Mime Foodie Girl Fitness, anything. It does not have to be catchy. And in fact, I wish that I was just Ashley Molstead, not Foodie Girl Fitness, but now I've built my brand under that for 5 years. So that's what I'm known as, but your name is all you ever need it to be. Okay, we're going to run, let you guys go. Thank you guys. So let's just get started. Don't let fear paralyze you. Don't get overwhelmed. You are going to work on you, do your workout, drink your shake. You're going to do personal development. Absolutely do not neglect that step because fear stops most people in this business, and personal development is like fear is in your mind. Insecurity is in your mind. Being unsure of yourself is in your mind. Caring about the haters, it's all in your mind. And if you don't keep your mind in check, you will quit because this business is not for the weak. We have too much pride and ego on the line. So you've got to do your personal development. Share, connect, invite, talk to people. That's it. That's all you have to do. Help 3 people this month. And we are going to be here for you, cheering you on every step of the way. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And signing off, right, Em?
Yep. Peace out.
Adios.